So Donald Trump is coming to Kuala Lumpur in October 2025 to attend the ASEAN Summit. There are many mixed reactions already, but let me tell you one thing. This summit is more important than you think. Let me break it down here for you. If you recall, he skipped the region altogether during his first presidency. And the US presidents have very rarely attended the summit. So this is a unique moment in history. But he's not going to be the only major power leader. Mr. Putin is also expected to be here. Although Mr. Xi Jinping will not be attending the summit, the Chinese Premier Li Qiang would be representing China. So you can see there are already 3 out of the 5 UN permanent security members are going to be here. So it is going to be almost like a mini UN Security Council taking place in Kuala Lumpur. Apart from these, there are also the leaders of the other members of ASEAN Summit, including India, Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand. So you have an array of the most important players globally and regionally going to be in Kuala Lumpur for this summit. This East Asia Summit next month is the closest you are going to see to a UN Security Council meeting taking place right at your doorstep in Kuala Lumpur. Hey, yeah, this is a good moment to ask you to hit and like the video. Far too many of you skip the video. Please don't. Stay on until the end. Watch it. I say that it is a unique opportunity for ASEAN to seize the moment to secure better terms for the region. But the question is it going to do that? So far, the local media coverage has only been about Trump attending the summit. There has been no discussion whatsoever about how ASEAN should or could shape the agenda. I can tell you for sure, if ASEAN doesn't steer the conversation, Washington certainly will do that. Instead of engaging in some intelligent discussion about how to prepare ourselves to take advantage of Trump's visit, some political parties and non-governmental organizations from Malaysia are talking about staging large protests against Mr. Trump. This is a serious mistake. This is what I call one-dimensional thinking. Such protests and such actions will not only undermine Malaysia's chairmanship of the ASEAN Summit, it will damage ASEAN's opportunities to get the best terms for itself. And this summit might just very well be remembered for when ASEAN failed to speak up when it finally had the chance to hold the microphone. All is not lost. In 2005, when Malaysia hosted the inaugural East Asia Summit, we had it very clear in our mind that it was a golden opportunity to engage the major powers on what was most important to itself. And in 2005, the issue of ASEAN being in the driver's seat, as we used to call it at that time, was an important issue. Therefore, Malaysia, as the chair of the inaugural East Asia Summit, had just one item on the agenda. And the agenda item was about ASEAN centrality in the regional architecture. And thanks to that summit, today we are talking about ASEAN centrality in the regional architecture, etc. All this is due to that particular summit that was held in 2005 when Malaysia was the chair. So let me tell you, it is time to do it once again. This summit that is taking place this year should again be laser focused on 1 or 2 issues at most of what is most important to ASEAN. It is crucial for ASEAN to have self-discipline, to just focus on these 1 or 2 issues. No need to talk about a whole range of global issues at this summit, because that is not going to help ASEAN in its own peace, prosperity, and stability. And so what should be those priorities? I would say it has to be trade and integrity of the global supply chain. Why? Because Southeast Asia is a manufacturing hub, ranging from semiconductors to textiles and other kinds of goods. And almost all the member countries here depend on exports. The Straits of Malacca and South China Sea are vital components of the maritime trade and part of the global supply chain routes. So it is vital for ASEAN to make sure that these are not disrupted. And we saw when the Trump administration imposed those tariffs how member countries scramble to negotiate better terms for themselves to bring down the tariffs. So here we have an excellent opportunity for ASEAN to collectively voice its views to the US. And we should be able to tell the Americans that a stable and prosperous Southeast Asia is one that will not be forced to lean to one side or the other. And that is to the advantage of the US as well. I would not be exaggerating if I said that no other region in the world has this kind of opportunity to shape the conversation with the major powers. So ASEAN should seize this opportunity to make sure that it is shaping the conversation in the way that benefits itself, rather than to waste this golden opportunity on issues that it has no control over. Let me also be clear. Although ASEAN may set the agenda and try to steer the conversation in the direction that it wants to go, there is absolutely no guarantee that Mr. Trump is going to follow or play ball with ASEAN. But ASEAN would have tried. Since the summit would be held in Kuala Lumpur, I believe it's important for the Malaysian political actors to be clear about what this whole thing is about. Mr. Donald Trump is not coming for a bilateral visit. He is going to be in Kuala Lumpur to meet with the members of ASEAN and the East Asia Summit. It is a very important meeting. It is one golden opportunity for Malaysia and for ASEAN to talk about issues that are important to them and to drive the point home clearly to the US president. So we should not waste this opportunity with frivolous protests on the streets, justifying that this kind of protest demonstrates some sort of political maturity. No, it does not demonstrate maturity, it demonstrates foolishness. Here is what ASEAN should do. ASEAN should seriously drill down on what it intends to talk about during the summit. I have mentioned about trade and supply chain integrity. There could be others. At the end of the day, we must speak with one voice. This is the time for ASEAN to demonstrate that it actually has centrality. No point talking about centrality and insisting on others to respect its centrality if ASEAN fails to get its act together. This summit, it must get its voice together, focus on what is most important. Well, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe and share this video as well.